friends, good evening. My name is Yuri Rudnitsky, and we are at Toronto Police Service 32 Division tonight. Folks, Tuesday night, day after tomorrow, on Thursday, I will be attending the pretrial conference at 10 Armory Street, and it won't be the pretrial conference number 1 or number 2, rather it would be the pretrial conference number 3. And the one and only reason I became familiar in the past 16 months with 32 Division, 42 Division, 22 Division of the Toronto Police Service, I became familiar with 10 Armory Street, the courthouse at 10 Armory Street, incredible piece of modern architecture. The only reason some police officers, including Superintendent of 32 Division, Donald Belanger, did contribute greatly. Folks, when I started my so-called deal for justice 16 months ago, following realizing my fellow Jewish people, so-called rabbis and rabbits, and so-called leaders of a Jewish Russian community of Ontario committed unprecedented religious fraud of the century when despicable, degrading Nazi and the fake Jew was declared the so-called second after Abraham, following exposing to 40 million Canadians, I am repeating myself again and again, to deplorable Nazi who has been misleading Canadians for decades, deplorable Nazi who has been perceived for decades by Canadians as a World War II veteran, former Soviet military pilot, uncovering the Nazi and Toronto-based fraudsters and charlatans, rabbis and rabbits, since I started, as you know, contacting different elected officials, police officers. And shortly after I started presenting the case, I did receive phone call from a superintendent of 32 Division, Donald Belanger, and you would be surprised. We did have 48 or 49 minutes long phone conversation, and I'm pretty sure such an experienced police officer as Donald Belanger deciding to proceed contacting the one who has been accusing Toronto-based Canadian hero Armin Cohn being Nazi deplorable, accusing that respected by all rabbis and rabbits since did commit unprecedented crime of the century. He did prepare himself, and definitely I am more than positive our phone conversation was recorded, and one day I will be definitely requesting for the recording of our 50 minutes, 49, 48 minutes long conversation to become available, to be reviewed. So by the end of our conversation, Donald Belanger said, and he did ask me how I can address you, and I said, you could address me ski addict. I am kidding. No, I said, you could address me Yuri, and by the end of our phone conversation, he said, Yuri, I fully understand, you did provide plenty of info, plus I did have a great opportunity to interact with you, and he said, I really like heavy Russian accent. No, he did not mention this. He said, I will be in touch. And following our conversation, we did exchange few emails, and apparently he did proceed conducting his own research. In few months following our memorable phone conversation, I was arrested, detained, and charged with a criminal offense by his colleagues from 42 Division of Toronto Police Service. Friends, just be ready, and I do understand we all created differently We all have different personalities, and but 16 months following starting so-called crusade for justice, I could allow myself to say loud and clear, Donald Belanger, Superintendent of 32 Division, Leon Popizevsky, Superintendent of 42 Division, proud fellow to Armin Kohn, Ukrainian, one of the most prominent members of Toronto Ukrainian-Canadian or Canadian-Ukrainian community, Chief of Toronto Police Service Miron Demkiv. I'm really sorry, folks. It's not an easy to say this. Are criminals. And they are criminals due to the fact that following coming across 65 years old Jew at that time, 65 years old Jew, accusing Canadian hero Armin Kohn being Nazi. Following coming across 65 at that time, 65 years old Jew, accusing 30 plus the rebels emissary, so-called leaders of Jewish Russian community of Ontario, being fraudsters and charlatans, accusing them committing crime, unprecedented religious. It was obligation of Superintendent of 32 Division, Donald Belanger, to connect immediately with Chief of Toronto Police Service Miron Demkiv and start investigating the matter, or start contacting RCMP, due to the fact that names of respected by all Canadian hero, World War II veteran Armin Kohn, and respected by all means by 40 million Canadians, team of rabbis and rebbetzins, good names, just had to be protected in that time and still. And they were obligated to start investigation. To bring to justice deplorable, disgusting, degrading, shameful by all means Yuri Rudnitsky Korenblum, who allowed himself to proceed with such allegations. They did not do this, folks. They did not. And they, Donald Belanger, Leon Popizevsky, Miron Demkiv, one of the most prominent members of Ukrainian-Canadian community, they have been betraying your trust for the past 16 months. They have been betraying your trust, fellow Canadians, residents, by deciding not to start attending to what they were obligated to attend. You know, I have phrase, I love this phrase. Did I express myself in a kind of understanding manner? I believe I did. So, you are Donald Belanger. You are Leon Popizevsky, Miron Demkiv, other, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 police officers that came across this file at one point or another, and nobody said loud and clear, we have to start investigation. And Yuri Rudnitsky, he has been pretty straightforward, and he has been providing plenty of info, clearly indicating that not everything kosher with the team of rabbis and rebbetzin, and not everything kosher with Toronto-based Nazi Armin Kohn, former Soviet military pilot. Funny, right? Folks, just another couple of words. This past Sunday, I did attend gathering, my fellow Jewish person, and it's tragic case, Solicitor General, and I have been loud and clear following realizing he did not have any intentions start attending to this ongoing tragic Toronto-based Nazi and the fake Jew and his Jewish religious handlers ordeal case. to attend not as a police officer, and he is not a police officer, not as a crown attorney, and he failed to obtain law degree once. I'm joking, friends. I just love to laugh. So it was his obligation to attend to this case as an elected official. So I did attend Farbrengen. I did attend gathering at the park at Wilson and Keel area, and I did interview. At least I had been trying to interview some attendees, and whatever 26 minutes long video was posted on Sunday night. I did not succeed interviewing Solicitor General, and it was a lot of fun. He had been successfully avoiding start interacting with me, and he has incredible, very professional, great trained bodyguard and his personal chauffeur. And you, if you would like, if you proceed to the internet on Yuri Rudnitsky on YouTube, you would see this video. I think it's kind of hilarious video. He was successful. I feel sorry not usually, each and every time. And Michael Kerzner, my fellow Jew, voice of the Jewish community, incredible orator. He is always attending gathering with his lovely Jewish wife, but not this time. And at least give me a credit. I did advertise that I will be attending the gathering. I did advertise in advance, and I was joking within one of my comments posted under the Facebook post on Michael Kerzner official Facebook page, stating that most likely incredible police presence would be. And I was right. 2.5 months ago, on June 16, I attended another gathering. At that time, not even one uniformed police officer was present. This time, it was, I don't know, 2,000 uniform. I don't know how many non-uniform police officers. The only non-uniform police officer I did recognize, and I did, I had been engaged conversing, was his bodyguard. And anyway, it does not matter. There is a chance maybe some people started claiming prior to the Farbrengen, prior to the event, that they won't tolerate Jew Michael Kerzner to be present at Wilson and Keel area. And this is the reason that so many police officers did arrive, and not because despicable, degrading Yuri Rudnitsky Korenblum, who once decided to question status of Canadian hero, of the Canadian hero of the deplorable Nazi Armin Kohn. Just another couple of words, folks. During this particular gathering at the park, I did approach one police officer. I did not know who he was, Jeffrey McDuff. And at some point, upon returning home, I went on internet. I do understand that he is one of those high-ranking police officers in charge of public safety, staff sergeant, platoon commander, and I will dedicate this particular officer, Staff Sergeant Jeffrey McDuff, video tonight, and it would be hilarious one. Folks, definitely it would take time before I don't know, maybe it would be even tomorrow. And if you're anxious to introduce yourselves to Jeffrey McDuff, just proceed to my YouTube channel and you would see it would be first video. So I did approach and I introduced myself. I said, my name is Yuri Rudnitsky, and I was not shocked. Actually. And he said to me, and he is not associated with 32 division, 42 division, or 22 divisions that I, for one reason or another, on different occasions did interact with representatives of those 3 police divisions. And he is with whatever public safety response team. I don't remember how exactly it's called. And he said to me clearly, I know who you are. I know who you are. So, folks, once in a while when we reviewing some articles, and it was about some people that police are looking for, and it stated well known to police, and usually when it's well known to police, we understand that it's kind of criminal, that police did have a chance, unfortunately, interact in the past. So in this case, I would say, I consider myself pretty law-abiding residents of this country, but I know who you are. And this particular video that I will be dedicated to Staff Sergeant Jeffrey McDuff would have title, I know who you are, despicable, degrading Jew Yuri Rudnitsky Korenblum, who did have enough guts start questioning 16 years ago the legality of the status of Canadian hero that Ministry of Veterans Affairs Canada awarded with the Nazi Armin Kohn. So, folks, thank you for your attention. And once again, if you would have a chance, if you would have a desire, I understand we all created differently, definitely. You could proceed with your Google search, entering Ottawa, I believe it's the name of the newspaper. I love this newspaper, but I think I could be mistaken. Ottawa Citizen. I am getting old, folks. Ottawa Citizen, I believe this is the main newspaper in great Ottawa area. And if you enter Ottawa Citizen about Ukrainian Nazis, fascists still residing in Canada, immediately you would come across two great articles that were published just a couple of days ago. And it was about Nazis deplorable, despicable, that continue residing within this great Canadian land. And it was a reference to Canadian archives starting lately contacting prominent members of Ukrainian Canadian community, asking them if it would be reasonable in their respected opinions publish finally a list of those despicable Nazis still residing within this great Canadian land. And it was stated that many prominent members of the Ukrainian Canadian community were contacted in this regard. And there is a chance, most likely Chief of Toronto Police Service, fellow to Armin Kohn deplorable Nazi, fellow Ukrainian Canadian Miron Demty was contacted as well. And it would be interesting to know what his opinion was in this regard. Folks, it is a tragedy. Each and every time before completing one or another video of mine, I am saying it is tragic, folks. It is tragic to say loud and clear, standing beside 32 Division, that Superintendent of 32 Division, Donald Belanger, and his friends, Superintendent of 42 Division, Leon Popizevsky, and Toronto Police Chief Miron Demty are criminals. And I did provide proper, I believe, explanation, and it is tragic. Thank you for your attention, folks. And definitely, if I won't be detained tomorrow or day after, you never know in this world. I will be definitely contacting you following attending the pretrial conference number 3, and I will be interacting, facing Honorable Judge Beverly Brown for the third time, and I will be interacting with Mr. Crown Attorney Ben Snow, the one I did address once already, standing somewhere over there, and it was 2 weeks ago. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And shalom for now. Friends, comrades, חברים, tragic.